So today is the 24th year of 9/11. Let's take a moment. With that being said, 9/11, in my opinion, was because of some culture that has different beliefs than us decided to attack us because we're infidels, which, if you think about it, the United States is based on different races, different beliefs, different people. That's what's supposed to make this country great, is being different. So let's fast forward 24 years. Yesterday afternoon, Utah time, which I believe is Central Time, Mountain Time Zone. Charlie Kirk was unalived by someone that the person disagreed with his beliefs, his actions, and what Charlie stood for. This country is supposed to be made up of different people, different beliefs, different religions. We're supposed to have the freedom of that. So, if the country is built to be where everybody can have their own beliefs, what's going on? Is it Democrat versus Republican, versus right versus left versus whatever? You know, we have this thing called the First Amendment, freedom of speech. How is freedom of speech being handled? Someone got unalived because he was speaking his mind, voicing his opinion, because someone didn't agree with what he had to say. This person decided to unalive him. I don't know, folks. This kind of seems, against what this country was founded on. And yes, we have the right to bear arms, the Second Amendment. It's kind of funny. A guy was exercising his First Amendment while some lunatic was exercising his Second Amendment by having a firearm and used it in an ill manner. It doesn't matter what you or I or your next door neighbor or the person that lives in a totally different state. Doesn't matter what their opinion is at the end of the day. We all have the right to say what we want, when we want, and how we want. We have that right as United States citizens. That's part of the Constitution. Since 9/11 in 2001, this country has gone down a rabbit hole that I don't know if we can get out of. Left versus right, Democrats versus Republican, uber rich versus, people scraping by. Last time I checked, we all have a heart. We all have lungs. We all have a brain. We all have blood. We all have muscles. We all have bones. Once again, we're supposed to be land of the free, land of the proud. How is that working? Are you proud of this country? I'm not. Yesterday, there was 3 kids shot up in a school. Which, yes, they did survive. If you have a mental issue, go get help. If you think about wanting to unalive someone, go get help. We as a society are fighting each other more and more over what? Because somebody hurt your feelings? Where you have people going on social media and they're celebrating that Charlie Kirk got assassinated and they're happy about it. What's wrong with you? You're happy that a guy was murdered, a son was murdered, a father was murdered, an uncle was murdered, a brother was murdered because somebody didn't agree with him? What if that was your brother, your father, your son? How about Charlie's kids? They'll never see their dad again. Charlie's wife will never see her husband again. But you have enough nerve to be celebrating that all these people have lost a loved one and you're happy about it? What's wrong with you? Why did we go into Iraq, Afghanistan for Operation Freedom? Why did we do that? I don't get this, people. I really don't. We, the people of the United States, should be proud of this country. I'm not feeling proud of our country. We're blaming other people for our problems. We can't admit to our issues. It's somebody else's fault. No, it's not. You have to make a choice every morning when you get up out of bed. Am I going to go to work? Yes. Okay, great. Or, you know what? I don't feel like going to work. I'm going to stay home. I have never, ever had a thought of, you know what? I'm going to go do something that's so illegal, so recluse, not even thinkable of trying to unalive someone because I had a bad day. No. We had somebody try to take Trump out in Butler, PA. This for shooting in the ear. And it ended up killing the guy behind him. Our children are innocents. Anybody that tries to attack our children are dumb, ignorant. You know, folks, it is a truly, truly sad day. That a person that loved to debate, forced people to think about what they were saying and how they were saying it, tried to make people see what reality is. I've seen a video where this lady goes, if I want to be a man, I can be a man. If a woman wants to be no, let me rephrase it. If a woman wants to be a man, she can be a man. If a man wants to be a woman, then he should be able to become a woman. And he asked, is that man that just became a woman, is he able to carry a child? You know, and the woman's like, well, no. Okay. If you're a woman, are you going to be able to get another woman pregnant? Well, no. So there's only really two genders, man and woman. Thus far, that's how human society continues. A man and a woman, they have kids. We continue to be a society. We have entities in this country that's trying to ruin it, control every move we do, trying to manipulate our children into beliefs that no 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 15 or 18-year-old should have a thought of, in my opinion. I mean, come on. Gender reassignment on an 8-year-old girl? Really? No. We have to stop. Take a look at what's going on. We have to stop. Let's go back to the 1950s, 1940s, 1960s, 1930s, 1970s, 1800, 1888. Hell, let's even go back to when I was in high school, back in the 90s. I remember walking in this parking lot, in the student parking, you know, in the old square body Fords, Chevys, Dodgers, and the Power Wagons. You had the gun racks in the back windows. Oh, yeah, and they had rifles in there. Because a lot of times the kids would go, you know, out hunting after school during deer season. What happened? We have lost so much culture. We haven't gained anything that would be like, you know what? That is such a great thing. Uncle Ben? We're losing Uncle Ben on rice. You know, Aunt Jemima from the syrup? Why? These people were the faces of the companies that they started, that they built, that they turned into a mega corporation. And, by us not remembering our history and by not letting us learn our history in school, the regime that we have is literally changing our history to whatever they want it to be. We, the people, should be able to go to a mall, a movie, a get together at a university, and be able to speak our minds without thoughts of possibly being assassinated because of something that may offend somebody else. It is sad that us legit gun owners, that we practice safe practice of handling our firearms, and that we teach the proper way to handle these items and be able to take care of our families. If we go out hunting, we should be able to do it. And if all of a sudden we can't hunt, some of us, that's part of our heritage. And now you're going to take away what we pass on from one generation to the other generation. You want to take that away because, we can't do that. With the problems that's going on, folks, we need to come up with the solution to prevent these things from happening. We should open up mental wards again. Where I live in Michigan, here not too long ago, a guy went into a Walmart in Traverse City and stabbed several people. That person was in and out of a mental institution, was put on medications, but there was no support for this guy to make sure he had his medication as he needed. He had no support for when he fell on hard times. Where's our complacency for other people? We had an ice storm up here. People were out of power for days on end. I was out of power for 8 days. We didn't get any help. Matter of fact, FEMA said, no, we're not going to send you any aid, even though Trump signed saying, yes, you guys are eligible for it. But FEMA said, no. How can we take care of each other if our own government can't help us out? And we pay taxes, a lot of taxes. And that's something that Charlie did talk about. He tried to make them think about what they were saying and how they acted. Yeah, I don't agree with pushing religion on people, but you know what? Maybe religion is something that some of the people that are like, oh my God, thank God he's no longer here. You're a disgrace. You're just despicable. No. It's a sad 24 hours. I feel sorry for Charlie's kids, his wife, his mom and dad, his mother-in-law, father-in-law, all his friends, family. I feel sad for them. I hope to God that they can pull together in this hard time. All I gotta say, people, we have to stop. We have to look at what we're doing. Yes, us. And what we are leaving for our children. What are we leaving them? What message are we sending them? We're supposed to be in the greatest country of the United States and we act like heathens. So I'm going to end this video with this being said. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You're a good man trying to make people use their noodle and actually make them think about what they did and how they did things. It's sad that that had to happen to a man that provoked thought, that made people think about what they did. Just remember, words are words. They don't hurt you at the end of the day. Thus far, the First Amendment is freedom of speech. We have that God-given right. And just remember, we are a republic, not a democracy. We are a republic. Think about the Pledge of Allegiance. It says to a republic which stands, or which we stand, not a democracy. I don't know. Sorry, Charlie Kirk, for what happened. The people that are celebrating your death, are disgraces. Those of us that believe in America that can be great, allow people to think, speak, talk as they choose, as they want, and as their opinions allow them to. We will always support what you have done, what you have represented to us by making people think. God bless.